Google is going crazy with bannings. They are suspending dropshipping stores all over the world. Look at the graph here from Google. I've been watching the amount of people getting suspended by Google, and it's doubling almost every month since July, August. This is insane. My team and I, we're getting so many messages from you guys out there with your dropshipping stores that are getting suspended. Even on this YouTube channel, I'm seeing all these comments of people asking for help. It's just crazy. We've been fixing suspensions for a number of years now actually for our e-commerce clients, and it's just a huge influx of people asking for help right now. We've helped over 50 stores with their suspension, but do you know what? The majority of these stores are drop shipping stores. And honestly, drop shippers have been selling on Google Shopping for years without any problems. Heck, we've helped a number of drop shipping stores scale up with their shopping campaigns, search campaigns, and we haven't ever had a suspension on one of our own accounts. But Google is now cracking down aggressively on dropshippers. Did you know that it's actually against Google's policies to do dropshipping? Yep, I was shocked too. I didn't really believe it, but then I saw this. It's classified as an unavailable promotion. You know, promoting products that you don't actually stock yourself. So if you don't stock the products yourself and you go to a supplier to send the products for you, then that's technically against Google's policies right here. And I've heard this from so many people. But Sam, my competitors are all dropshipping and I've been dropshipping for years without a problem with Google Shopping. And I'm with you on that. So why is Google suspending stores now for dropshipping when they've been kind of okay, letting it fly under the radar for so long? And more importantly, guys, can you get around the suspension if you are dropshipping? And I'm gonna answer both of those questions right now. First, why is this happening all of a sudden? Well, 2020 has been a crazy year. A lot of people have lost their jobs and they're looking for another way to make money. This means that there's been a sudden influx of dropshipping beginners. And Google doesn't like these stores because they can sometimes be bad for the customers. So why doesn't Google like these stores? Why doesn't Google like dropshippers? Well, Google is all about making sure their users, the people that search on Google, have a good experience with the Google platform. If people go to Google and search for a product and they can't find the product, or they do get a product and it's terrible, they have a bad experience, then they're going to blame Google. So it's in Google's best interest to make sure that the stores on its platform are actually good stores, high quality. And Google already grades a lot of websites on the search network with what's called a quality score based on the ad relevancy, the expected click-through rate, and the landing page experience. If your website sucks, it doesn't load quickly, it doesn't provide the information people want, then Google's going to penalize you. You're going to get a lower quality score and you're going to have to pay more for the same clicks as your competitors to rank in the search results. And if your website is really bad, Google's not even going to show you on the search results. And so Google looks at your website, it looks at how people interact with it, and they're going to penalize you if you have a bad experience. And this is where dropshipping comes in. Why would Google think that dropshippers create a bad experience? Well, there are a few reasons, and I'm not saying dropshipping can't be good. I'm working with a lot of dropshippers with their ads, and these stores have great products, great customer service, and they're doing a fantastic job to create a great buying experience for their customers. But there are now a lot of beginner dropshippers this year, and they're making these little mistakes that don't create a good buying experience. A lot of dropshippers use offshore suppliers that have really long shipping times. Some of the products are absolutely terrible, very low quality, or even dangerous. And if you're a beginner, you're just learning the ropes, I get it, but sometimes you can't provide the best customer service experience for those customers. These stores often also have a really bad returns and refunds policy for those customers too. And often when you're dropshipping, especially with overseas suppliers, you don't have much control over that buying experience. And so those customers have a bad experience or a subpar experience with that dropshipping store, and they're never gonna come back again and buy more than once. And I see a lot of these stores coming to me for help, and they're creating these general stores or dropshipping stores with terrible products, and they don't really get who they're selling to, and they're just testing like crazy, and they never actually make it. They never make a profit, they never break even. If they do, it doesn't last for very long. And Google has a big problem with these stores because they're real churn and burn. They're trying to make money quick, and people are gonna get burnt, and those people are the customers. And so Google just responds, guys, you're making us look bad. Because as the customers use Google Shopping, suddenly they go to a site that just doesn't get them, it doesn't provide a good experience, and they're gonna go, well, I'm never gonna go to Google again, I'm gonna go to Amazon. So what does Google do in response to this? Well, it's got its algorithm, its AI. And Google has unleashed this algorithm onto all these stores. And so Google's AI crawls all the stores linked into Merchant Center. Anyone that signed up to run Google Shopping ads, Google's crawling their store. This is called the initial review, and you'll see this when you start your Merchant Center account. And they're crawling these stores trying to find out if that store is going to create a bad experience on Google Shopping. And Google is getting pretty good at this. They're finding these patterns across these stores. For example, a lot of dropshippers won't have custom images on their product pages. They're just going to copy the image from the supplier. And the problem is, if you have 10, 15, 20 other stores around the world selling this same product, this dropshipped product, they're all going to have the same product images, the same description, the same imported reviews. One of them creates a bad experience and they can just go and just suspend a lot of them. Just like you can reverse image search on your website, Google can reverse image search all the text and images on your e-commerce store, see who's supplying it, but also see all the other stores that are just copied versions of your store. And so the next big question is, can you get around this and still dropship without getting suspended? Yes, you 100% can, but you need to know the rules, the policies, and how to create that store so that you don't trigger that algorithm and get suspended. And honestly, we've found over 80 different causes for suspensions. We've gone through a lot of stores, found these patterns, and created this big checklist, this big guide that we have on our website now that you can go through and fix your store. I'll leave a link in the description, the first comment to this guide. We've just finished it this week, so whenever you're watching this, it should be there on our site. It's a full checklist with a video that goes through all the problems and what you need to fix. Some examples of the videos are: don't copy these product pages, don't copy the product images, don't copy the text, don't import reviews from Alibaba or any other review site, don't create fake reviews, don't use stock images because Google can reverse image search those as well. Make sure you have the proper legal pages in place, especially the returns and refunds page. Google expects a structure for this page and a lot of information. Your shipping page, don't copy the information from your supplier. Write it in your own brand voice. Make sure you fix all the English mistakes on your website. Make sure you don't have a blurry logo. All these things we go through in this mini guide to show you how to actually get this suspension fixed and get your ads running again. I even show you how to request a review with Google, the different ways you can do that, and if the button isn't there for you, how you can actually request that review. A lot of stuff in this guide. We've spent a lot of time creating this guide, so I'll put that in the description. I recommend checking it out. It is possible. I'm working with a lot of dropshipping stores that aren't suspended. The key thing is that Google isn't going to know that you're a dropshipping store unless they go to your warehouse and ask you for the products. You can make a website that is so custom and beautiful brand store that Google has no idea. They're not going to go to your warehouse and ask you, show me the products, show me where it is. They're not going to do that. So they're using these algorithms, these patterns to try and figure out, okay, all these dropshipping stores have this in common. You know, they have this copy and paste stuff, they make these mistakes, they have these errors in merchants and all this sort of stuff. You know, that's what we go through in this course, because if you fix that, Google can't tell, Google can't tell. So that's pretty much it. And like I said, guys, Google is suspending all these accounts. Really, it's in their best interest. They're trying to avoid bad experiences on their platform. They've had a lot of scammers come through that are just rinsing and taking money from customers. And so don't take it personally. I know that everyone that watching my channel, the majority, 99.9% of you guys are not scamming. You're trying to do the right thing. You're trying to make a living online and you're trying to do what's right for your customers. So don't take it personally. It's usually just a small thing on your site that you need to fix, and then you can get unsuspended and get those campaigns running. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. I hope that was helpful. There is so much to go through here, especially for dropshipping stores. So I recommend checking out that link. I'll put it in the description. If this video was helpful for pointing you in the right direction, give it a like. I really appreciate that. Let me know in the comments below too. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, turn on notifications. As you see, I'm making a lot of videos twice a week. And as I get new information, I'm releasing it to you guys to help you get unsuspended, but even more, grow your store. That's what I'm about, growing your store with Google Ads campaigns, email marketing, all this sort of stuff that you need to be doing for your store to build a really strong brand store that's worth a lot of money. That's what I'm trying to teach you guys. Anyway, that's it. Hope that was helpful. See you in the next one. Bye for now.